So this is maybe not quite 100 feet of fence line that my neighbor planted with passion fruit vines a few years ago. I've been enjoying this fruit from these for years. Even this late summer, despite our battle with a severe wax scale infestation here in this segment, it's been producing a lot of fruit. I see maybe 10 fruit on the ground, which is typical. They just fall off when they ripen. This is typical for a day or two. This is I think the third late summer crop in maybe 6 weeks. And this is what I found just today after a few days of not looking. I won't pretend to know what I'm doing with these procedures. I'm not an expert in food preparation. I'll just show what I do that seems to work for me. So I'm going to try and document my procedure that I've been using to juice these things. So it might be worth or not. First I give them a good rinse and let them dry. I remove any remnants of the flour if it comes off without too much trouble. I discovered later that the dried flowers collected from the ends of the fruit at this stage make a really nice herbal tea. I'll show that at the end. I don't want to pull the stem out because I want to leave the fruits, intact and sealed for now. Even funky ones like this often surprisingly turn out to be just perfectly fine inside. I reserve judgment until I cut them open and look. Looks fine. That's a big old juicy one right there. I put these in a blender and blend them gently to hopefully break up the pulp attachment to the seeds, because I'm going to strain the seeds out. Now I know seeds are supposedly perfectly edible, and they're nice and crunchy. I like to eat them, but I am concerned that they give me a particular issue, shall we say, on the back end of the digestive process. So yeah, just scooping out one of these into a bowl and onto some yogurt and some honey and maybe a banana. Oh man, so delicious. To juice like I'm going to do here, and the seeds strained out, the juice is delicious in my kombucha. I use it to flavor kombucha and make smoothies with kefir and yogurt. Just delicious. Well, that's one down. 2 more bowls to go. So I predict a big colander like this full of passion fruit usually gets me about 1 pint jar of juice, maybe a little more. So I use the 2 strainers just to try and speed things up. Alright, so then I put these strained seeds back in for one more go around in the blender with some water. See if I can't coax any more juice out of that pulp. Wow. Okay. I have more than I know what to do with here today. Not sure how much value I get out of this second go around. I also like to compost these, and to do that I try to masticate them a little more so they break down better, which is a lot of extra work. Not my favorite. And you know, one more or several thousand more chances to slice my finger off. Alright, ready to start round two. That first colander yielded just about one pint of juice plus a little bit more. Change up my right and left hand tasks to try and keep my motions from being too repetitive. Otherwise my back hurts. I think I'm going to forego the second go around here just because I've got plenty of juice and it's getting late already. I've only got 3-pint jars. Actually, that's not true. I just remembered I recently bought 12 more. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Fortunately, this one is smaller. This is really beginning to feel like a lot of work. I don't want to let these go to waste. These are the best looking ones of all of them.
So here's the final haul. 3 1/3 or so pints of juice from 3 colanders of ripe passion fruit. I don't know if pasteurization is really necessary or advisable here or not, or if I'm even doing it right. However, more than once after consuming raw juice, I experienced a sore, raspy throat that lasted for hours or days, which might have been pure coincidence, but I have not experienced a sore throat yet after consuming juice pasteurized, as I will show.
So my goal here is not to do a proper canning procedure here, but just to pasteurize these. I'm going to heat them up to 165, I think, degrees Fahrenheit for a minute or so. I don't want to make these shelf stable. They'll be refrigerated or frozen, but I do like to pasteurize the stuff that I'm going to drink straight or add to smoothies rather than drink it raw. So this here is my batch brew kombucha project. These are just finishing secondary fermentation. These are flavored with passion fruit juice and they're freaking delicious. This is like the 3rd batch I've done. This one I'm not going to pasteurize. I'll just leave it raw because I'm going to use it to flavor the next batch of kombucha, and I assume the acidity is going to take care of do the same function as the pasteurization. So yeah, I was almost done here, and I remembered I wanted to document this. So when I wash these passion fruit in advance of juicing them, I have taken to pulling off the flowers. I leave the stems because I don't want to break the seal, as it were, on the fruit, but I can pull off these dried flower remnants and collect them, and they make a really nice herbal tea. Just bring that to just to boil and let it cool. Alright, so it just came to a boil and I just turned it off. So yeah, I mean, these were kind of grungy and who knows what in them, on them, but I'm not too worried because everything's been thoroughly boiled. Maybe use the last of the neighbor's homegrown honey. If I can get it out of here. Yeah, nice floral, herbal, tea-like aroma.